Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So good to be in this space with you again. So lovely to be here in the space, by the way. So, the question again is how are you feeling? What has been coming up in this past days? Last week, actually, yes, last week, but this week has also been an amazing roller coaster of emotions for me. And this is where it leads into today's episode, the power of us. And I'm going to share with you why this topic wants to be expressed through me at this moment in time and why it's so important. Sometimes we can get caught up in the I, in the me. And I'm also talking, I've talked to friends and say, like, yeah, I do. But I can also get caught up in the me, in the I, and forget that there's an us, you know? You, me, more than that, together in this. Even though we're having a personal experience, it's beyond that. It's a personal collective web of emotions and code breaking and letting go of programming and doing this all together in this web of consciousness. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So, first, I really want to thank you. And I want to bow to you. I want to bow to you. I'm bowing to you for the work that you're doing by being you. It takes courage. It takes a lot of courage, by the way, to say, no, I don't believe in this. And I'm going to do it this way because this is really the way that I feel is best for me. So, you showing up for yourself is the most grand gift you can give yourself and all of us. So, thank you. Thank you for that. And I just want to make sure the mic is on. So then it doesn't happen again, that I'm totally talking and all of a sudden it's like, oh, no, it's off. Okay, so I facilitate this process that is called inner dance. And some of you that have worked with me in the past and those that have been part of the Conscious Heart program, the one-on-one program that I have experienced inner dance. And honestly, what I can tell you in words without you feeling it is accessing all that is at the exact same time to get the answers or sensations or visions of what you need to know at that particular moment in time that you are going through this process is beyond imaginable. Super helpful that it continues to help me and my journey. And I'm being part of a training, online training led by my dear and amazing sister, Serena. She is the mastermind behind the music of inner dance or how it is evolved right now. So I'll put the link to her website so you can check it out. And also in the website, you can check out some of the music and buy it if you want to buy it or donate. And I totally recommend it, honestly. Totally recommend it. But it's up to you. So through this process of inner dance where we have been working with the chakras and I I came across a very intense moment where I had to ask for help and be very vulnerable. And let me tell you that this is a space where I'm not sure how to maneuver. And some of you that have watched the episodes and also listened to the previous episodes, you can see there that when I'm expressing in the awakening of the throat, what is going on and how my throat is just truly vibrating and expressing itself and expressing things that it didn't even know how to express before. Traumas, really. And yeah, it's a very vulnerable space to be in there to truly say, I need help and I don't know how to do this with anybody else. And to me, to ask for help in the physical realm is very challenging because I, from my experience and how I saw things through my eyes and my feelings, I I was taught how to not ask for help, how you are the strong person. You figure out yourself. Because then if you ask for help, there is a sign of weakness. And so there I am, literally throwing myself into the unknown. And then once I threw myself into the unknown, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I need support. I need support. And this is a time where I actually have to reach out to others in ways that I haven't done before, be completely transparent about my situation, and say, can you help me? Wow. Riding those waves of like super duper uncomfortability and like the shame and the guilt that came through all of that, and still like feeling the support of the earth and life, yet my mind just going like crazy, and still having no fear whatsoever for some reason, where it's like the mind is like, you should be fearful right now. And there's this part like, what are you talking about? We're pretty cool right now. So, yeah, through all of that, I stopped and I said, thank you for these emotions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me see these fears. Thank you for showing me this right now so I can work through it. Even though it's super challenging, I'm still doing it. And I'm so grateful and in awe on myself for doing this right now. So it was very intense, let me tell you. Perhaps you can resonate when you have done something like that and you just really have to ask for help. And not really knowing the words and having these things in your head of like, what are they going to think of me? Now they're going to think less of me because I'm just being completely transparent and showing up how I am. But it's the completely opposite. It's the completely opposite. It's like, but you being fully transparent, then it really like shows the other person that you are deeply loved. And it's almost like, oh my gosh, like, I love you. Thank you for opening up that way. Thank you for showing up that way. And thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting me to say those things because truly I know that's not easy at all. Wow. Wow. It showed me what amazing people I have in my life, honestly. So grateful, so beyond grateful for that. That doesn't even have words to express the gratitude. But still riding those waves, literally still riding those waves, like watching it, feeling it, and stuff. Until I went to the park. I went to the park, I placed my feet on the ground, on the grass, I hugged a tree, I cried to the tree, and then I felt it saying like, you got this, we got you, you're okay, you're okay. And honestly, I'm not even sure if you have ever felt this way, but the way I see life is so magical. I don't just see life as this physical thing that we are just maneuvering through every single day. There's something bigger behind it. And when I just let myself be, I can see it all energetically. And I know there's more behind the scenes of the physical. So for me, even at times, it's just very challenging just to like be or just to see things differently than not differently, the same as others. And almost like, why can't you see this? I'm like, because I see differently than you do. Because my life is mixed with not just the physical realm, but the energetic realm. And I maneuver the energetic so well because that's where I hid. That's where I hid, and that's where I got super comfortable in my weirdness and awkwardness and all these things that make me me in order to come out and be in the physical and then merge them together. So through all of that, that's how I learned to see life the way I see it, to see life that is not just me, that behind me there's so much force of energy holding me when I can't hold myself, when you can't hold yourself, when nobody else can hold themselves. There is something there. There is something there holding us at all times. And that reminder came through inner dance that night, or actually the night after, because I went through those waves of, I felt that I just could not feel anything else because I had felt so much. But in reality, it was a new feeling that it didn't have a label. It didn't have a label. And so it was this playlist of aligning the lower chakras. And after so much movement in my body, then I felt like all this cracking that is happening in my system, not just physically, not just energetically, but here in this realm of consciousness where we are right now, is because I'm giving birth to myself. And just like, a tree comes out of the dirt and is pushing itself up to just take that first amazing deep breath through one tiny little branch. That is what I'm doing. So I'm just pushing through all these things. And at times there's a tiny little part of me that's inhaling that amazing new air. And there's the other part that's like, I'm there, I'm almost there, but I'm still pushing strong. And then it's like, ah. I can feel it and I can breathe it. And oh, dear God, it's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hmm. Hmm. So that's what I felt. Understanding that journey that it was to take me there. It was a process I had started prior to the listening of the process of inner dance, which I can go deeper into that, but I'm not going to do that right now. You led me there to be aware of that again, for that to surface up, for that to be like, oh, this is why it feels like it's so difficult right now. Because I'm pushing through that soil to be able to breathe the new air of me, the new me that is coming back online, the rebirth of me. And then this question came, why do we say I? Why do we say I? Why do I say I? I am blank. Why do I say that? When is us? And let me go deeper into this. Open up your heart and open up your mind to this, especially if you're new to my channel, if you're new to listening to me talk, okay? Whatever resonates with you is what is meant to be resonating with you, and that's perfect, it's divine. In that journey, I saw that I am the point where everything meets. And what meets at that point of this being is everything. All my ancestors, everything, everyone that has ever been on this earth, everything that has ever been in this earth, different kinds of beings, different kinds of entities, different kinds of masters, just there, realizing that I am a library of experiences, that there's no I, that is us, is we. So then it came this thing about, just like in inner child work, if I say I, am I pushing those away? Those that I'm feeling, those that I'm seeing, that are coming through for me, for others as well. Do they also feel pushed aside like the inner child does? What does that even mean? Does that mean that I am pushing myself aside because I'm pushing them aside, because they are part of me? Because this I doesn't really exist, but what exists is us. and sensing all the energies as they're pushing through. So this cracking is not just coming through the soil and taking that deep, amazing breath, new breath, but it's them coming forwards. So I can continue to channel the way that I do. So I'm going to change this now. So we can continue to channel the way that we do. So this personality, this being that I have called I, can step out to the side. So then what comes through can even be stronger, stronger for others, for me, the power to step out to the side, because I know there is no I, that is me and them, that is us. There is no separation whatsoever. So it was a moment of like, wow. So why do we say I am? Hi, I am Rukmani. Really? Am I Rukmani? What does that even mean? I'm going to tell you what that means. It means the female side of God. My Kundalini yoga teacher, Yogi Amandeep, channeled the name for me, Rukmani. It contains a lot of vibrations in that word, but in a way it's a label. So am I just that? Or am I more than that? If your name is like my birth name, Claudia, are you Claudia? What does that even mean that you are? That's just another label. But if we take that out and we introduce ourselves like we are blank, we are. Because if I put something else there, then I'm saying that everything else that is moving through me, right? I was saying that I am a library of collections of energies and experiences of everything and that which is, that is coming through at one merging point to be here. So by saying this, I am this, or we are this, we are this, is every single book in this library that when you go into a library, right, there is all the sections, literature, I don't even know, grammar, architecture, art, etc. So they're separated, right? They are separated because one resonates more with a subject than others. So who am I to say we are this when all this collection of experiences are all different and they have a wisdom of different things that one might have and the other one doesn't have? And this is why, from what I feel, from what I sense, that I'm so good at different things, because I allow that wisdom to come through for myself, for others. So the wisdom of a light language, it came through from one book of this library. The wisdom of seeing the energetics of somebody else came through from another book that was able to come through. Does this make sense? The wisdom of visualization came through from another book. The vision of guiding somebody through a meditation practice, the same thing. So I can really say this book of light language is also the book of seeing the energetics of somebody else. Because even though they are in the same realm, they have different experiences and they have different wisdom. So saying we are something else is not really correct, because that's not how it is. We are, period. Does it really need to be something else there? Can we just say we are rather than saying we are this? Rather than really blocking ourselves and putting ourselves into this bubble or into this box saying this is what we are. Okay, but what if you're not just that? What if you're everything else around? Would you let yourself experience something else? So this is what is coming through from that experience. from that experience, knowing that I am not just I, it's us, it's you as well, that we're not separate. And this amazing illusion of separation is just on point, you know? It's on point. It plays out perfectly to make us feel that we are separate. But when we just surrender and let go of the control, we have the opportunity to feel that. We have the opportunity to see it and to see just how deeply connected it all is. How in this physical body that just looks so solid and that is just one, there's a recollection of it all. Wow, what experience that is. And then having this question, why are you scared of your gifts? Why is it that I am scared of my gifts when they're not even mine? Here comes the I again. It's ours. It's ours. So it's already in there. It's already in this library. Why is there a need to be fearful of that? Or is again the control that comes through? Or just the fact that we want to say, or that I want to say, mine? Because that makes me sound more perfect. That makes me sound more up here than being down here. Because that makes me sound more powerful. My gift. This is my kombucha, not yours. This is my crystal. Is it really? Am I going to take this somewhere else when I choose to let go of this experience? Is it really just mine? Who even determines that it's mine, just mine? No. And again, talking from my experience and my heart, it's ours. It's ours. I am no different than you are. Yes, we're having different experiences, and I'll give you that. But just like I am a library of experiences from so long ago, from the very beginning of existence, if there even was a beginning, or is it just the end? From that, we are the same. We are the same. So it's just all about tuning in into that. Yes, and you might be saying, dude, that's so freaking difficult. I get you. Did you think that I had a perfect life to get to where I am? No, no, not at all. For some of you that have been hearing my story and have been following angelic guidance and listening to the podcast, you know, no, I wouldn't be where I am without all the crap, all the shit that went in my life. But there's no part of me that will ever change any of those experiences, because those experiences are the ones that gave me the wisdom. Those experiences are the ones that allowed me to see things differently and open up different portals within me, within this library, to tune into other wisdoms of all these amazing books that are inside, which they are inside yours too. Again, we're not different. We're not different. But I chose to go all in. I chose to go against all odds. I chose to get up time after time when I felt that I was defeated. And I let myself be held energetically. I let myself be held by that which I could not see at that moment, but I could feel. Because there was no other solution for me. I had to trust that something bigger was happening. So I would feel that I wasn't just collapsing. And that's what happened. I let myself be held. And it showed me so much. It showed me so much and opened up again those books, book after book after book. After honestly, it felt like all books opened up at the same time. But then it's almost like I went into this training of me training of so many books inside of me that were open. It's like, okay, time to read, time to study. Okay, good. Now next book. All right, here's the other book. All right, here's the other like collection of books. Here's the encyclopedia. I'm not sure how to say that in English, or if I do, it will just get caught up in my tongue. And I did. I did. It wasn't easy at all whatsoever. Goodness, no way. No way. Trust me, there were so many times in my life when I wanted to give up, and give up to the point that almost committed suicide, you know? But after the Kundalini awakening in 2016, it was like this knowing. It's like, no, I didn't come here to just, I came here to rise up. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So then I can show others that have been in the same spot that I had been, to know that it's not just I, it's us. That by me doing this work, I'm holding space for you. That by me, from doing this work, from walking my path, I am opening up different paths for all of you to walk through that. So then it's not just a forest where you can't even find one freaking path. It's a forest where you see it so clearly. And all of us that have been in this journey, doing this first, completely alone, we have walked through the same forest, and we have like found our ways and our path and cut these branches and etc. to be able to walk and pass through something. And we have opened up the space for others to do the same. That is what I have been doing. That is what you have been doing through all of this. Even if you don't even believe that you have been doing this, trust me, you have, because we are not disconnected. We are not I, we are us. And through all this journey that has been probably the most frustrating yet, they were all holding you. They were all holding me. So I can experience myself the way that I came here to experience myself. Not the way that my parents told me or friends told me, or the way that I thought I needed to see it, the way I want to see it, the way that it is for me, not for anybody else, for me, my truth, what I believe to be my truth. So then, standing in that truth, standing in myself, within myself, I can do that for others. I can open up that space energetically for others to do the same, and I can guide them to do the same. Why? Why? Because I also know how it feels like to hate myself. I also know how it feels like to just not want to be here because it's exhausting and it's frustrating and it's painful and it sucks. Because I also know that even though those experiences were so hurtful and so painful, I walked through all of them. And now I love life. Even though it could be a massive roller coaster of all these things, and I'm riding this waves of transformation that I'm like, oh dear God, okay. I'm still in love with life. And I still trust. And I know that is happening for me, not to me. That I, the consciousness, us, we are designing all of this together at the same time. Somewhere in the wave of, on the wave of consciousness, in the web of consciousness, we're all doing that for ourselves, not for the I, for the us, for you and me, for everybody else that will walk this path. We are doing that. Wow. Wow. And thank you for that. Thank you for that. This feels so perfect to end it here. Thank you. Thank you. Please share with this. If there's something in you that was like, yeah, what is like, oh my gosh, I definitely needed to hear this. I know him or she or whoever needs this little boost of energy. It needs this little confirmation of this amazing message that just came through. We're all in this together. So rather than going our separate ways and trying to do it all differently, how about we just unite? We just unite. We just hold each other. We see each other. We witness each other. Rather than being like ploop, ploop, ploop. No. Yes, this was done many, many times ago, and it still gets done. What has that accomplished? More separation, wars, hatred. How about we just see each other and say, I accept you as who you are and what you are, and I embrace you, and I welcome you back to this beautiful space of truth, your truth, my truth, our truth, where there is no I, there is us. There is us. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Yes, brother. Yes, sister. Yes, 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 yes. Wow, the expansion of the heart. What a miraculous thing. So yummy. So yummy, as my dear sister Jamie says. So yummy. Much, much love. So much support. So much compassion. So many blessings to us all. Ciao, peace.